Hello? Hello?
Hi.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you? I'm
Good.
going to change my virtual background to my actual virtual background because I have a nice background.
Oh, cool.
There.
I love it. I liked your other one too. I need to play around more with those things. I can get like my mountains in the background.
Oh, it's easy. You know, the three dots on the top right-hand corner of your Zoom?
The wait on the where?
On the screen, the three dots on the top right.
The top right. What is this? I have enter full screen, gallery view. I wonder if I have a different version.
No, you shouldn't. On your Zoom, you should have three little dots, and when you tap it, well, actually, now it says green screen. Enable this option to improve your virtual background. Oh, interesting. Anyway,
Cool.
I have mine on none right now. Let's see. Let me close that.
I wonder if it's
Yeah, you know how it shows the mute, the stop video, the share content, the
oh, here it
participants.
is.
Tap your screen, that drop down.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
there
think
you
I
go.
figured it out. Cool. This is pretty awesome.
Yeah, see?
I like it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to play around with this. Oh, and this is the one you were using.
It was, but you know, I have such a nice background. I have my pyramid in the background. This
Yeah.
is my living. This is my informal. This is my formal living room.
Oh, I love it. You know, it's so funny now on when I watch the news, you know, all the newscasters are working from home now. So I love to like snoop out their digs and see like where they live and what kind of furniture they have.
I know. It's great.
Mm-hmm.
I don't watch the news, so.
Yeah, you're probably smart not to. Because, well, really all now it's the same thing, you know, just like this virus nonstop, which is always bad news. And then
I don't even believe half the stuff they tell you about it. I don't even know if it's a real virus. I think it's just there's a bigger thing going on here, in my opinion. You should look at the plan. Something.
Yeah, I mean, I read a lot of stuff online and on the astrology groups and things like that. And I know there are a lot of theories out there about, corruption being taken down behind the scenes.
I've heard that. Yeah, 5G is a big one.
Yeah.
Part of the reason that people got sick in New York is because the 5G is active there.
Oh, interesting.
Why didn't Chicago? Chicago has just as many people close together. So does all these other big cities.
Yeah.
But New York City has already turned on their 5G networks, which is towers. They're turning on the towers, which is turning us into a microwave, a big microwave on us. And the reason I do kind of have a belief of that is that New York has so many toxins in the air from all the pollution, from all the the people driving around, plus the chemtrails they're putting in the air.
Yeah.
People have mercury in their mouth. Anything that's metal, heavy metals that are in your body, which is what the chemtrails are. They say they're heavy metals.
Yeah.
Turn down the radiation. It basically heats you from the inside out, just like when you put a baked potato in there. It does the inside and then the outside.
Yeah.
So what it is, it's heating up those metals, which where are they? In your lungs.
Yeah, interesting.
And I have friends that, and there's one guy that they keep taking him off YouTube because YouTube monitors everything. And every time he posts a video, they wipe it. And he's a doctor that used to work for the government.
Wow.
So yeah, I don't know. I can't live in fear. We are cautious. We don't have anybody really over. And I'm still doing real estate, but it really hasn't changed our life. We've always had an easygoing life.
Yeah, it hasn't really changed in my life either. So I feel like I'm one of the lucky ones, like.
Now, you know what it is? I feel people that are connected and listen to their guidance, they stepped away from that life that they would have been in.
Yeah.
We got our warning, like, hey, maybe you should go do something different with your life that gives you more freedom with your life. We listen. The people who didn't listen are going, here comes that rug, man. You didn't listen. We warned you.
Yep. I think that's definitely how I feel as well. But I'm always careful about how I say it, because I don't want to shame people who didn't, But
everybody's on their own journey, and whatever their contract was when they came here, if you want to ignore that contract, that's your karma, not mine.
Yeah, I agree.
That's why we consult with astrologers. So you met Connie, huh?
Yeah. Connie was great. So does
Yeah.
she live right down the street, or does she live in another place from you?
No, she's renting our cottage. Remember,
Oh,
last
yes.
meeting I had,
Yeah.
you told us we'd be moving, and I thought, we're not moving. You said in the call, because I listened to it a couple months ago,
Yeah.
found this house, and you said, oh, well, you might be moving in February. And Mark and I looked at each other like, oh my God, that's when we moved.
Yeah.
February. And you
Wow.
said, well, you may, and maybe something that's temporary, I don't know, but you
Mm-hmm.
looks like you could have a good move coming up. And we
Yeah.
had no looking for a new house. We really didn't. This just landed in our laps. But it has a cottage.
Yeah.
And Connie came to help us unpack and paint. And she showed up and decided she wanted to live in the cottage. So she moved into the cottage. It's right, it's right outside the window. I could see it from here.
Yeah.
So it's on 4 acres, but it's in town of Hot Springs. Remember I was saying? So it's closer to everything. We literally go out the door and we're at Walmart if we wanted to, but it's in the woods. I mean, we got national park 400 acres of national park land behind our 4 acres in town.
Yeah.
So I think it's partly for a retreat center of some sort, whether, because it's a big house. It's just the two of us, but she ended up coming and she's very spontaneous. She's like, I want to live in your cottage for the summer. And we're like, so she's steady income.
So did you know her beforehand, or did you just meet her?
I knew her in Vermont. Yeah, we've known each other for 5 years or so.
Okay.
Yeah, I met her when we lived in Vermont. I knew her before I met Mark. I met her with a company I worked for. We took a Manifesting Your Heart's Desire class. We used to do all the spiritual stuff in Vermont, but that was when you still worked and you didn't have time to work on that stuff. Now it's like, I really want to dive in, and it's trying to figure out there's so much information out there now. It's like, which one do I do? It's like astrology, tarot, palmistry, NLP, real estate, whatever. I don't know.
And I love that you have so much land, not to keep bringing it back to the virus stuff, but that's one of the things that I'm worried about, like the food shortage, because if this continues, which I think it might, then, and like the stores are already struggling. I'm worried because I live in a condo, so I can't plant stuff. And so I'm like so jealous of you. I'm like, you have so many land.
We just,
tomatoes.
Yeah, we just
chickens.
Now Mark wants to get chickens, but we don't have them yet. It's hard enough finding a dog sitter, much as a chicken farmer does. But he just got the garden tilled we had a guy come out and till it because there had never been a garden here, and he loves to. So he will be putting that in the next week. So we haven't planted yet, but it's only April, and we really had a cold spell up until now. Usually we're swimming in the lake by now. Yeah. So I kind of am grateful we had a big rainy season. And it was right during all this COVID stuff. So it's like, it's raining. You don't want to go anywhere anyway.
Yeah, it's perfect.
It is perfect. So, and Connie showing up, we didn't know this thing was going to lock us down. Although we're one of the few states that didn't have a mandatory lockdown.
Oh, interesting.
Arkansas never did a stay-at-home order.
Yeah.
Most businesses are closed, but some are still, there's some like, of course the Walmart closed, but they changed their hours. Sam's Club, Home Depot, Lowe's, those are all open. Yeah. And Hobby Lobby, that kind of stuff. People are doing crafts now, but I don't know. We love it, but hopefully we get a garden going so that we don't have to worry about the food. So, because you're right, but if you go vegetarian, you can grow vegetables in your house.
Yeah, that's true. I just never done it before. So I'm like, what if I kill the plants? What if I can't grow the plants? Like, I'm just bad at growing things.
Nah, you just need to go to a YouTube and listen to some 12-year-old. He'll teach you how to do it.
Yep, you're probably right. I know my niece, who's got to be like 3 for Earth Day, brought home some seeds and some potted soil. Wow. So if she can do it and they're teaching them, like, I should be able to do it, right?
Of course, yeah. Well, you've got the perfect setup. And who knows? Maybe you're not going to stay in Atlanta. You'll be out of there at some point. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think that's what they're doing. It's waking everybody up saying, where do you want to be? If you're going to be trapped, where do you want to be trapped? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think we just need to pull the plug on the pharmaceutical industry and the doctors. We don't need them. Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of worried because my sister sells pharmaceuticals. She's been really lucky during this time because her company is a big company, so she doesn't have to work and they're still paying her. But there's a part of me that's like, I don't know if I quite agree with what she does. And in 10, 15 years, I don't know if they're going to be having such a good time of it.
Well, she wakes up and decides not to do that for a living at some point. I mean, I think it's just, we are all energetic beings that have the healing ability within us. If we would just tap into that and shut this up and go here.
Yeah.
But too many people are out working their life away. And oh shoot, hold on. Let's see what this. 1 second. This is a realtor.
Yeah.
Hey, Rita, how are you? Good. I'm on a conference call. I just wanted to check in real quick. I'll be off in about an hour. Did they give you any feedback on that? Oh. Oh, you mean on the contract they used? All right. Okay. I will. Perfect. Thanks. Goodbye. That's one of the questions I have for you. Mark and I are considering, there's 31 acres attached to this land.
Yeah.
That's empty.
Yeah.
And if we go out our back property, there's a old water line that runs along the back land along with the national park. So we can literally go out our back property and hike a trail for 10 miles. But anyway, there's 31 acres because we have about 1.5 acres that way.
Yeah.
After the 1 acre, there's another 31. It's not perfectly for building, but we're like considering purchasing it to keep the protection and to keep the privacy there.
Yeah.
So plus would be a good investment, I think, to own 35 acres in town.
Yeah.
So that was it. We put an offer in yesterday. I put it in writing, giving it a 6-month close time because I'm like, I don't know what's going to happen financially. I can't commit to buying it now, but I want to buy it. So that was the realtor called me back. She wants me to change the paperwork that I use. But anyway, that was one of my questions to you. Is it in our best interest to pursue buying that land, or is it just stupid?
Yeah. That's a great question.
I know.
Cool. Well, great. That's helpful. And I guess I had, before we get started, is there anything else on your mind that you wanted to talk about, or is it just upcoming and the land stuff?
Well, upcoming, what if you see out there, but I do the real estate and I enjoy it. Obviously I've got this 200-acre parcel that I have listed. If that sucker sold, I'd be set financially for the rest of the year, really. I could still sell real estate, but it wouldn't be as big of a deal. And we could work on this place to maybe open it up to hold retreats. And is that in our highest and best? What kind of spiritual vein in my chart? Is there anything showing up there? I know I've got in the 8th house, but not that I want to be a stay-at-home astrologer for people, but I do readings for people, kind of intuitive / astrology readings for friends.
Yeah.
But I don't know anywhere near as much as about the charts. I just look at and I pick up what I pick up. But I don't know. Trying to figure out because right now with that Pluto, the next 35 years is what you want to set your paces for, right?
Yeah.
So my question is there anything standing out in the chart that says, oh, this is a good direction for you, kind of thing?
Yeah. Cool.
Now, of course, financial. Let's get that finances going. I think you said that this summer would be good, but we'll see.
Yeah. Cool. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the chart up on the screen and just double check really quick. Is this your correct birth information? Can you just look at that?
That's me. Yep, it sure is.
Cool. Great. Well, good. You've done this before, so you know how this works.
Yeah, watch daily videos because I'm a member.
Yeah, thank you for being a member.
I didn't listen today though.
It's all right. I know the videos get kind of long, and not everyone has time for that.
No, they're not long. I mean, 10, 15 minutes? Who doesn't have that? You listen to it while you're walking from house to throughout the house while you're doing stuff.
Yeah, or getting ready in the morning. Yeah, that's true.
Ready in the morning to go from your bedroom to the living room.
Yeah, I know, exactly. I feel like in the morning I'm like constantly walking back and forth. It takes me a while to get up in the mornings though. I'm slow going.
And me too.
Cool. Well, your chart's in the center where all the planets are right now are on the outside, which is what I talk about in my horoscopes. I'm just going to point out just a few things that I see. Feel free to stop me and interrupt me at any time. This is recording. You will get a copy of that as well in about 7 days.
Okay.
The first thing that drew my attention, I might have also said some of this last time too, just so you know, but hopefully I'll add some more information to what was said last time. The first thing that drew my attention, of course, is the Pluto, Saturn, Jupiter stuff, just because that is a big thing that's going on right now, and because it is about to touch a major point in your chart. Maybe I'll start with, in general, this for you is going to be in your first house. So this has a lot to do, I think, especially with it being in Capricorn. I know Saturn's currently in Aquarius, but you've got Saturn and Capricorn yourself. This to me is really about, I felt strong vibes about this being career and job related, and about you changing maybe your job, what you do on the day-to-day, especially with Pluto natally in your 8th house in Virgo, so that you can kind of put your life in a different direction or pursue some kind of different career. So I do feel as though it is time for you to pursue something other than what you're currently doing, which seems like you've been currently doing real estate.
Well, no, I was doing corporate travel for the last 30 years.
Okay.
During this COVID thing, it was a small agency. They shut their doors until our clients are ready to travel again, because our clients have been locked down from travel. So I was considering quitting that job and going more into real estate and part-time real estate, part-time whatever else to do with this house, whether it be Airbnb, because we have 2 rental potentials. Connie's Cottage, which she told you she's considering moving back to Arizona in September, October, and the basement apartment that needs renovating, but we need money for that. So once she leaves and once that's done, we could totally make enough money to pay our mortgage on this, hopefully. So I know so I was shifting out of the travel, maybe into something different, and that's where what?
Cool. Okay, cool. Perfect. Yeah, I was like, this to me definitely does look like a very different career from what you have pursued before. I was like, I suppose we could talk about what that would be. You do have, usually I like to look at the midheaven in terms for what that might be. Scorpio midheaven actually does indicate working with people one-on-one, just because Scorpio is a highly relational sign. So to me, I do like that as well with your North Node Pluto in the 8th house too. I do like you working with people one-on-one in some kind of way. You also do have Neptune conjunct your midheaven. So this to me does indicate some kind of spiritual ability as well, or some kind of creative work with people, or if not that, something very humanitarian in some way as well. So this to me, and especially with your North Node in Virgo, I still do like that you healing people or healing people spiritually, or using a spiritual talent in order to help others, especially with all your Pisces stuff here in the 2nd as well.
Right. I have always been interested in natural health. I use essential oils, the doTERRA. I sell doTERRA, and I, lotions and potions and herbs and tinctures. I've been always interested in it, but I've never really dove in 100% on anything. I'm an Aries.
Well, I love that for you. It might be time to go in 100%, especially because Chiron's going to conjunct your sun in Aries soon. So it might be time for you to focus a little bit, but I like that for you a lot. I was like, could you do real estate? Uranus is going to be crossing your IC very soon, which rules your 4th house, which has a lot to do with homes and with family and with land. So it's very possible that at this time you could use land or home or where you live in service of helping to heal other people. But to me, the focus is more so on the healing of other people and not so much on the land, even though the land can be in service of that, which is a major thing over the course of the next few years for you. So that's what I thought. A few other things. Saturn now is, or over the past few months, and will continue over the next few months, is making a conjunction with your natal Saturn and a square with your natal Venus. So this can indicate big decisions that you may have to make over the course of the next few months about which direction you want your life to go in, and about which career perhaps that you choose, perhaps without knowing exactly how it will all play out. That may be necessary. This will include decisions not only about your career, but also about relationships with Venus involved, and money, how you make money. I do like to believe, however, that these decisions will be positive and open up new ways of making money or bring more money to you, because at the same time that Saturn is in a square with Venus, Jupiter is also in that square as well. Jupiter, okay. Yeah. Anything else I want to say? Maybe a few other things. After Saturn and Jupiter leave this spot, which will be, when are they going to finish? 28. Where are we now? We're in November. So I do feel as though in between now and December, it's deciding the career, the life direction, the money situation that's going on. I do believe it's going to be good. Still do feel that.
Good.
But I'm looking at when's Pluto going to get to your Saturn? This is a pretty big deal, but it may not. Yeah, so you have more time for this to occur. And that's going to happen in March of 2022. And when Pluto conjuncts your Saturn, this to me does indicate a major change in your career and in your life direction. So this to me thinks that the decisions that you're making now and the work that you do next year in support of a new job, a new career is going to become more permanent or become more real or become more of a thing in March of 2022. That will drastically change the way that you make money and how you work with relationships. So I really feel like this is just the tip of the iceberg, what's happening right now.
Could be a life coach type of thing, or Mark and I have considered using the house to bring people here for a respite to heal, to come. He's a chef, cook good meal, incorporate in our housing food and the Lake Washita, which is the crystal lake that I've told you about. So if we can incorporate our home into a place that people come to heal.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. Pluto in the first house, some people talk about death or something, they look at that when it comes in the house, first house and all that. I mean, maybe, I don't know. I hopefully it's not me, but
I don't know, I don't really predict death, so I don't really like to, so I don't interpret it that way. But I mean, a lot of people have Pluto in the first house right now, and so not all of them are going to die or, experience like that.
I think it's transformation, really, to me. So it is a death of the old you, in a way. It is a death.
Yes. Yeah. So that's the way that I would interpret it, is that the way that you see yourself and have presented yourself to the world starting in 2022 will never be the same. It will be totally different. And because it's in Capricorn, I do believe it's going to have a lot to do with your career. That can come there. Now, Pluto is eventually going to move into Aquarius, and it's going to conjunct your Jupiter. So I do believe that group work, I know I said a lot about your career being one-on-one because of the Scorpio stuff and the 8th house stuff. But when Pluto moves into Aquarius and conjuncts your Jupiter, that can also bring a lot of group work as well, especially because Uranus is going to be going through your 4th house and making a lot of significant aspects too in between now and 2024. So I agree. This could also be you not only working one-on-one with people, but assembling groups of people together or leading some kind of group retreat or healing as well. But I believe that before that more fully happens, this career transformation has to take place first. You have to decide to make the arrangements to allow groups of people to congregate in the first place.
Right. We have the space. We do. It needs some renovating, but really it's livable the way it is. The funding is what you need in order to renovate to where we get to the point where it would be getting what we need.
Yeah.
And if that land, when that land sells, that 200-acre parcel that I have listed, it's $1 million listing. That's going to be like a $30,000 or $40,000 commission when it sells.
Yeah.
Please.
Well, I like your chart a lot for money, just because Jupiter right now is in that square to Venus. And then after Jupiter leaves the square to Venus, it is eventually going to move through your 2nd house, which is a financial house to me, which indicates that you are going to have a lot of luck with money over the course of the next few years until 2022.
All right.
I would say. And even if because Pluto can change a lot, even if your money is up and down and there's a lot of money going out, I still feel like you're going to have enough that you need in order to get things done. If I had to talk about, because you said you've already got this land listed.
The parcel, 200 acres, a lady named Karen, I have it listed. I'm the listing agent. We have a couple people interested in it now.
Yeah.
It's about $1 million listing. I think she should lower it a little bit, but we have showings coming up in the next week or two, which I'm hoping prompts someone to make an offer on it. Because when that closes, it'll be a couple months, could very well be a $30,000 to $40,000 commission on one sale.
Yeah.
So that would be awesome. I have a couple of other things listed that, bring in anywhere from $1,000 to $4,000. But if that's your only income, you kind of need to have every month something turning.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm getting there, even though the COVID, it really hasn't affected that for me.
Yeah. Man, I'm trying to decide about when I think that land might sell, because you do have, I think, some good things that can help you sell land in terms of Jupiter in a square with Venus. And Venus does have to do with land in your chart because it rules your fourth house of home and family. And Uranus is also about to cross your IC as well. So this to me can be a good thing for selling land. But the interesting thing is that after Uranus crosses your IC, it is going to oppose your Neptune in April. This is 20, no, they're just going to do it before then. It's going to oppose your Neptune in July. That's actually not too far from now. Let me see when that will start. 10, and what is it going to station there? It's going to happen on July 6th, and that's going to be right near a solar eclipse, isn't it? Or a lunar. Yeah, it's going to be like right on a lunar eclipse. Man, this is very interesting. So there's a part of me, and what this can bring, maybe I'll interpret this first. Uranus opposite Neptune to me can bring unexpected confusion of some sort, and especially with Uranus in the fourth house about a home related matter. So there's a part of me that almost feels like you could have someone that maybe wants to buy it and then maybe they back out, or maybe they have more questions that come up then. So I don't know, there's a part of me that doesn't quite know if you're going to end up selling the land or finding a buyer until the end of this year, when Venus, or when Jupiter squares Venus for the last time direct, which will be in, is this December now that I'm seeing that occur? Jupiter is going to square Venus direct on, yeah, December 5th. And that's going to be right before another eclipse.
Well, the question is, the listing has to be renewed for June. In June,
okay,
buyer, so I have to get the seller to agree to extend the listing.
Oh.
She really wants to get rid of it. So, I mean, she would probably take a loss in the payment, but you know that. But I mean, I've got several other properties on the market. If I could just keep the flow of money, but I would like to get that one sold, because that would be a chunk that would really afford us the opportunity to work on this place.
Yeah, yeah. And then did you say that you were also buying some more land?
Well, that's the other thing. That 31 acres that's conjunct this 4 acres.
Yeah.
I put an offer in on it. The lady has it listed in an estate. They told us the trust has to be closed out by the end of the year.
Yeah.
So they need to sell it by the end of the year. So the real estate agent, she called me and she knew we bought this house. She's like, I thought you might be interested. You know, they really want to sell it. I would love to see you get it. There's another person possibly interested. So we put a lowball offer in, and I think they may accept, but our terms are, we want to close in like September to give us time to figure out how to come up with the funding for it.
Yeah.
Because it's $80,000, $90,000 on top of the house here. In this house, we don't have a big mortgage. I mean, our mortgage isn't bad. We want to refinance this because when we bought it, we put it in a higher interest rate to close quickly. It's 5.5%, 5.25%.
Yeah.
But if we refinance this as land, we could possibly get it down to 3%, which would lower our mortgage payment by quite a bit.
Yeah.
So we could possibly incorporate that land with the refinancing of this and lower the rate to where we're paying the same, but now we have 35 acres. So it's just, a little scary, but the thing is, our thought with that land was, there's a road that goes up in there. Mark's like, if we could just put some yurts along the way, we could do this thing called hip camp, which you can advertise on this website, where people just that don't need facilities, but they want to camp.
Yeah.
Some place in the woods. That we could advertise that as a hip camp and get, $50 a night for a yurt in the woods.
Yeah.
So that's our vision for the future, possibly turning this whole thing into a destination.
Yeah. Oh man. I was like, I love that. I think that's a great idea.
So it's just a matter of letting go of the fear that we can't afford the land, saying, okay, we can't, meant to be, like this house, everything just fell right into place. So if that land is meant to be, everything will fall into place.
Yeah. I must admit, my thought is that this is going to work out and that you will be able to afford the land and sell this other stuff. My only hesitation is that I'm just not sure if it's going to happen in the time frame that you or or in quite the way. There might be like some weird complication that comes up in the middle of all of that. And I still think that you can overcome the complication, and I still think you're going to sell it. It's just, I just feel like there might be something in between all of that. And again, the reason for that is the Uranus opposing your Neptune, and because Chiron is going to conjunct your sun as well.
Yeah, what is that? Chiron return, right?
Well, you already had your Chiron return.
I think I had 2. I had an astrologer tell me years ago I had one when I was like 2 years old.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, it's possible that you could have.
People have multiple Chiron returns, so I don't know what that means really, but.
Yeah, it's when Chiron would return to the same place it was when you were born, and Chiron has like a weird orbit, so it moves faster and slower in some signs than others.
Oh, I see. So that's not Chiron return. That's Chiron conjunct my sun.
Yep. Now it's So you already had your Chiron return, which would have been in 2011, right around there.
Yeah. I had a lot of shifts going on then. And then I think I had another one when I was like 2 years old.
Yeah. You could have.
But anyway, so what does it mean having Chiron conjunct my sun then?
So this is typically not a pleasant alignment, just because Chiron to me has a lot to do with like our biggest wounds in life, things that hurt, that don't feel that great. It doesn't have to always be that way. Chiron can bring a lot of healing as well, but usually it brings the healing after the uncomfortable events happen. Your sun is in the 3rd house where Chiron is going to conjunct it. So this is going to be like uncomfortable conversations, because that's what the 3rd house has to do with, communicating with people. If not that, the 3rd house does have to do with your community, your neighborhood, the things around where you live. So it could be some uncomfortable conversations about that. You also do have Chiron natally in the 2nd house, which is a money house. So this definitely to me is related to hard conversations about money, about your neighborhood, about things around where you live. That could just feel, you could not know what to do with it being an Aries. I don't know what to do because of these conversations about what's going on with the Uranus influence. That could be confusing.
It could be my mom, because my mom's 85 and there's 8 siblings. There's 8 of us, and she has a farm that she lives on 8 acres. She lives there by herself because my dad died in 2017, and not all of us siblings agree. So having the conversation of whether she sells that land. She also has a property in Florida in St. Augustine that my brother and I and my sister really want to buy from her because it's so close to the ocean, but everyone just keeps postponing us buying that because something comes up. And my oldest brother really wants to sell it and get her out from underneath it. But my brother and sister and I are like, yeah, but we really want to hold on to it because it's such a great investment. So there's been that push between the siblings, and 3rd house is siblings, right?
Yes. Yep. You're absolutely right. So that's also a very accurate interpretation of that too. It could bring hard conversations with siblings about what goes on there. That could also bring the confusion about land, buying and selling and things like that.
Right. Well, like I said, we might just have to let go of the Florida house if it's too complicated, because you can only have so much to take care of.
Yeah. Yep, that's one thing that I learned, is that once you buy a place, it's like nonstop maintenance.
Something going on.
Yeah.
So we were going to go visit there right about the time of this lockdown. It's like Mark and I were driving. Connie was going to watch the dogs, and we were going to drive to Florida for about 2 weeks, and then we couldn't go. So we've been to get there just to enjoy it one last time before something happens to it.
Yeah.
Before I guess.
Well, I know. Well, now you might be able to find flights super cheap. I think they're still going, but who knows?
They are. The flights are still going. There's not as many, and there's not as many people on them, and the planes are probably cleaner than they've ever been.
Yeah, I know, right? So I was like, that may actually be a good time.
Well, we got to wait till our dog sitter comes back.
Oh, yeah. So it could be, I know you've got a lot of land that you're selling, so there could be a lot of different conversations. I wish I could narrow down what it was more related to, but it could be.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I do work with a lot. I mean, if I'm in real estate, I'm always dealing with conversations about selling and buying. But you know what? We're considering selling our other house, because when we bought this one, the house that we lived in, which we never planned to leave, we were going to sell it, but then a lady who's a shaman and her boyfriend's a medical intuitive, she was looking to buy here in Arkansas, and I was showing her houses virtually because she lived in Florida. She turned out to be friends with a friend of mine who lives in Oregon. Here she's in Florida. She's connected to a friend of mine in Oregon who's also spiritually minded. Well, she turned around and rented our house for a year, and she's right now paying her mortgage, but she also wants to buy it, but so does the neighbor. So that could totally bring uncomfortable conversations as to, you know, we thought about selling it and taking the money from that other house, and then we could use it to buy that land and, you know, do all this whole thing. But it's a little bit of it is confusing and who knows what.
Yeah, another reason why I do, like, I want to be, I really do think that you're gonna be on top of it at the end, and that you're gonna come out on top, and that you're gonna have all the money that you need. But I really do just feel like it's gonna be a journey to get there, because not only is Uranus going to oppose Neptune, which it hasn't even done yet in July, so maybe that's when things will start to happen. That'll be a little fuzzy. But then Mercury is going to go, while an eclipse is happening, mind you, but then Mercury is going to go retrograde over your descendant, which can bring conversations about contracts, signing contracts with the 7th house, or conversations with relationships and Cancer about home and family, about land. And, you know, Mercury retrograde can bring some of the miscommunications or the recommunicating things that you thought were already communicated. That can come up. And then the last Mercury retrograde of the year is going to be on your Neptune, oppose Uranus. So I just feel like some of the things that come up in July are going to take until the end of this year. That last Mercury retrograde is what, September, October, in order to kind of resolve. And where's Mars retrograde? Yeah, your 3rd house. And I feel like that would make sense, because if you're selling big property, it requires a lot of conversation. Like, I would be really scared to buy a piece of land that big and that expensive without, like, making sure I had all the details straight.
Well, the other thing is it could be us communicating with the land next to us. That's 31 acres, because the people we're dealing with are in a trust, and it's siblings, and they've got there's like 3 of them, and they're all in different places of the country.
Yeah.
So he's trying to communicate. Like I said, this contract I wrote up, I'm going to have to redo it, it sounds like, because of whatever. But we need to close by the end of the year, which to me works in my favor if we waited till the end of the year. So maybe it's this land over here, not the parcel that I have listed. It might be the land for Mark and I, more close to personal than outside of us. But I would be totally okay with it lasting till December. I don't care.
Okay, cool.
That's fine for me. In fact, it's better for me, because then we don't have to pay the mortgage on it until then.
Yeah.
So that would be an advantage for us, as long as the sellers are willing to work with us until that point.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Cool. Yeah, I do. I think you're going to be fine, especially because what the ruler, Uranus and Neptune, both rule your 2nd house of income, bringing money into you. So I feel like by the end of all this, you're going to be just fine.
Good.
Let me see what's going on next year. Because I really do feel like you're going to be able to sell this by, well, what have you got going on in January of 2022? Where are we now? We're in 2020. Man. Well, let me go back to the beginning of 2021 for a minute. Because what do we have? Saturn's going to conjunct your Jupiter at the beginning of 2021. This is a good thing. That's going to bring, opening some new doors for you, different possibilities, seeing a different future, working with groups of people in different ways that I like. Saturn. Yeah, a new career, new life direction next year. So I am liking the beginning of next year. I still do feel like, though, there's still stuff going on with home and with your land and readjusting all of that. That's still occurring. But I do like some different energy coming in and you feeling more free to do different stuff and to change things around. Because if you were to buy this land, or when you buy it, when everything works out, which I believe it will, then what are you going to do? Do you already have plans for the land, or are you going to have to like build stuff on it?
Well, the thing is, initially it's to protect our privacy so that somebody else doesn't turn it into development. Because we got like a little piece of paradise in town.
Yeah.
The future vision is to, there's a road already there. So if we could make that road drivable, we could easily put little tiny homes along the way, or a yurt or a camp lean-to, because Arkansas is huge on mountain biking. And they do this website called hip camps that my friend told me about that you can advertise on there, and people, you just tell them how to get to your land, and they can go sleep in your they can go rent your camper in the middle of the woods for $40, but it's literally just down the street from us, so we can maintain and watch it and monitor it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Sister Patty, she and her husband are considering moving here, and he was interested in buying this land. And I said to Mark, well, maybe we can sell them a piece of it and they can build their house. At least it's kept in the family where we don't care if they're, we want to turn it into a trail system. We want to turn it into maybe some remote camping, or I don't know, or maybe we'll build our second. This is a huge house, 4,200 square feet with a basement and a cottage. So it's probably more like 8 square feet. It's 100 square feet. Maybe we'll build a smaller 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom in the woods for ourselves and do this as a business. We don't know.
Yeah.
But the initial thought was to buy it to make the privacy of this property.
Yeah.
And for future investment, because this house, we got a really good price on it. I feel it's already worth 100 to 200 over what we paid. If we needed to, we could sell. Not that I want to. I don't want to have to deal with that again. We love this place. Yeah. But to me, it's our future investment, so that if we ever needed a chunk of change or retirement, we could sell the sucker and be set for a while.
Yeah.
I'd like to just pay it off and use the rental house and the basement rental and maybe the year rental to pay the mortgage on this, so that we're living free.
Yeah.
That's my vision, is to live for free.
Yeah.
Or make money, and our housing doesn't cost us anything other than maintenance.
Yeah.
But that's where Mark needs to stay healthy, because that's his side of the job. I make the money, he helps work on the house.
Yeah.
He goes out and works handyman jobs here and there, but I'd say 50-50, 50% here, 50% out.
Oh, interesting.
And he's got Saturn right, Capricorn. He's a Capricorn. He's got the same wheel as me. We're off by 2 degrees.
What? I like that a lot. I find the people that I get along with the best are people that have the same rising sign as me, because we just see eye to eye on so many things.
Oh, so what's your rising?
I'm the opposite of you. I'm the Cancer rising.
How are you? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Yeah.
I know, it is kind of interesting, but I don't think the same way as Capricorn risings. That's for sure. But I do find that most of the people that I like to be in long-term relationships with are Capricorn risings, because we complement each other.
Yeah. It's a push me, pull me kind of thing. Exactly. But yeah, Mark and I both have the same wheel for the most part. He's got planets in different places, obviously, but what I get hit with in the first house, he's got like a year or 6 months later, he gets it. So I'm like, it's coming to you. You ready?
Oh, okay. So is he then younger? Is he older?
He's younger. He's Christmas Eve, December 24th, 1966.
Oh, so he's a Capricorn rising and a Capricorn sun.
Yes.
Oh, and they must be 24. Must be the 12th house.
Taurus moon in the 4th house.
Oh, a Taurus moon. Oh, what degree? What degree is that? Do you know?
I'm going to say 8. Let me look. I can tell you.
I was like, we can look at his chart and see. But...
Yeah, that'd be great. I'd love to see, because he has a lot to do with me, because.
Yeah. But I was just, I'll look at his now. So get his birth information. But the reason why I was asking what you're going to do with the land is because even though I feel like a lot of the confusion around the land and buying and selling is going to get cleared up by, I want to say, in between October and December of this year, I still feel like you're making adjustments to the land next year, which would make sense if you have it. Do I build something on it? How do we use it? I still feel like there's more of that.
He's a 23-degree Taurus moon.
Oh, 23 degrees. Oh, okay. So he's not going to feel Uranus for a little bit longer, which is nice.
Right.
23 degrees. Interesting.
Yeah, he's got his Saturn and his Uranus, or Saturn and Chiron in the 2nd.
Oh, he has it in the 2nd. And what degree?
23-degree Saturn in Pisces.
Oh, he has it in Pisces.
Yeah. He's got his Venus on my ascendant. He's got a 13-degree Venus in Capricorn.
Oh, that's nice. I like that.
But see, I feel he's very Piscean, because he has his sun is 2 degrees Capricorn in the 12th.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So he's got a lot of the Piscean tendencies, I think.
Yeah.
But the 4th house makes him, he loves the home. He loves to cook, all that stuff.
Yeah, I know the moon in Taurus is also very nice, and Venus on his ascendant can make him like a little bit charming. And
Yeah, oh yeah, everybody's always like, "Oh, you're a charmer," you know. And
yeah.
gotta watch the ladies around him. Yeah, his Jupiter's in my seventh. Jupiter and Leo's in his seventh, but it's also in mine.
Oh, that's nice. Because I was looking at that, I was like, his moon squares your Uranus. I was like, that's typically a little bit of a harder alignment, but if he's got Jupiter somewhere near your Uranus, then that would make it easier.
Well, his Jupiter's at 2 degrees. Saturn. 2 degrees of Leo.
Yeah.
In my seventh and his, obviously.
Yeah, that's nice.
So yeah, but I think our sun, my Venus and his sun square or something, don't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. We have a T square in our chart, which we had when we got married too. We were told by astrologer, like, you have a T square, and whatever you do, you're always going to have the push me pull me, which is true.
Yeah.
But we've been together 20 years, so.
Well, does he have anything in Aries?
No.
He doesn't have anything in Aries. Does he have anything in air or fire signs?
He has a Sagittarius, Mercury and Sag in 18 degrees.
Okay. I was like, that could help a bit with the Venus.
Yeah, his south node's in Scorpio on my 15 degrees, but Mars is in Leo, or Libra,
Yeah. Oh, that is interesting, because both of you don't have that good of Mars. Your Mars is in Cancer.
I know. That's true. We could easily stay home and watch Netflix if we wanted to.
I'm all about that kind of life.
But he has Pluto and Uranus conjunct in his 8th.
Oh, and it is in Virgo, right?
Yeah.
And
they're opposite his Saturn Chiron.
Oh man. Oh, that's a hard one.
I know. He's a healer though, but he uses it personally, not so much in public.
Well, what's his Neptune doing? And Chiron, that to me has a lot to do with healing.
His Saturn in Chiron. Saturn in
Saturn. Okay, so yeah, that's definitely to me actually a career as a healer.
I know he could be. I keep trying to get him to do it, but he, we talked about doing a massage therapist, but I don't know that I want him touching naked women all day long. But he's got healing hands he doesn't do any courses or any of that stuff, but he travels at night in his dream. He goes off and works on people in his dreams.
Cool.
But he's a chef, so a lot of it when he cooks, I think it's put into the food.
Yeah. I think that, definitely food is a form of like love and of healing.
But yeah, he's cut some squares. His Saturn is square as Mercury and Chiron.
Yeah.
His Mercury is square his Pluto and Uranus. He's got
I was like, man, and maybe that's good that he's got the 12th house sun and the Venus on the ascendant with that Mercury square Pluto and Saturn. So I was like, that can be a hard one.
Yeah. He handles it pretty well, but.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously we work together. Everything we do is partnership sort of. And, when we run this business, it'll be us together.
Yeah.
And it's true. The communication of what we're going to do with it and when and how and all that other stuff.
Yeah. Well, should I look at his chart and see what he has
going on? Sure. He's December 24th, 1966 at 8:25 a.m.
Do you know what's the place? My program needs that first.
Burlington, Vermont.
And December 24th?
Yep, Christmas Eve, 1966, 8:25 a.m.
8:25 a.m. What's his name?
Mark Bergeron. M-A-R-K.
Perfect. Let's see. Summer 1966. Yep, this looks like his.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, what does he have going on? How is this Pluto Saturn? Oh, so this Pluto Saturn is in a fairly good spot for him with it's what, an trine to his Pluto Uranus. I guess that's a mixed bag, but it's about to oppose his Jupiter in the 7th. So, like, I guess it's not quite there yet. Mm-hmm. But this definitely does seem still for him job related, similar to you, changes in the job and in the daily routines and in the direction his life is going in. And then next year looks really good for relationships, doing things differently with relationships, seeing a different future with people, maybe new relationships, new partnerships that are coming in, or more excitement with the current partnerships. Yeah, I like that a lot. This is also very good for contracts. That could be happening as well, and buying, selling things. And so I'm encouraged by that.
He works with me a lot on the real estate. I take him with me on my listings because, you know, you never know who the people are, whether they're going to get along with him or me. So it's a good balance.
Uh-huh.
Plus, safety wise, you should have a man with you anyway.
Yeah, I totally agree.
He wanted to get into real estate with me. He's a home inspector. He hasn't really done anything with it yet, but he has the ability to make some really good money in home inspection.
Yeah, home inspection. And what, they're still working. I hear that real estate is an essential business.
It is, and we are. I'm still working. He's been busy with this, you know, the whole, I can't believe it's already April going on May, but moving, getting this house ready. He got his license active as of January. So, you know, he'll probably get going on it pretty soon here and start marketing himself so that he can, because you know, you can make $350 to $450 in a 3-hour time frame doing a home inspection. It's like, hello, you're the money bags. Maybe I'm the one who just goes out there and finds you the houses to do it with. So
I know. I didn't realize that home inspections were so expensive and necessary.
Well, there's quite a few home inspectors out there, but I'm a believer that there's enough for everybody.
Yeah.
So once he gets that going and confidently is able to get out there and do it, he probably will do very well financially in that business.
Yeah.
You know, because he could do that 3 days a week and then do stuff around here and whatever for the rest of the time. So it'd be a win-win.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm all for having multiple sources of income. I think that's my new thing, because if something goes wrong with one, then you've got the other one that's just fine.
He can always get a job because he's had like 45 jobs in his life.
Yeah.
Start somewhere.
I know, that's a good thing. Maybe that's part of like the Gemini too on the 6th house. And now we're going to the 4th node in Gemini, is like being able to do a bunch of different things and being able to adjust and adapt very quickly to different jobs.
That's true. You know, that's funny because I don't think I have Gemini. I don't think I do. I think that's one way, because we both have interceptions in our chart, and I don't think, I do that. And that explains why I'm always multitasking. I guess I never put two together.
Yeah, I know this could also be as well for communication when it comes to your career as well. So the healing work that you do may require you to speak or write or share your ideas and about things as well, that could also bring. Yeah, and this could also bring a job closer to home in some way as well, working around the home, small things around the neighborhood as well. Yeah.
Yes.
Now his chart, I will say, is a bit interesting in terms of next year, because, let me get his chart back up top. But it's the money thing. I still think that both of you are going to be okay when it comes to money. But next year around March, he's going to have Neptune conjunct his Chiron and eventually his Saturn in the 2nd house, which again is financial. And it's going to oppose his Uranus and Pluto. So this is like money going out and feeling uncomfortable about money and a lot of spending or things coming up. At his job, on the day-to-day, that can be a little bit challenging. But with Jupiter squaring his nodes and his moon, which is in Taurus, also a money sign, I feel like I feel like you're going to be okay, but there's still some spending that's going to need to happen and still lots of rearranging. it's really not until when is his Uranus is going to conjunct his North Node in 2022. So it's really not until 2022, like January. Well, is it even January? Yeah, this for him at least is looking more like April, that I feel like things with home might start to settle a bit.
Mm-hmm.
But then,
well, I mean, this house we bought is a constant. There's always something to be done because it's built in '69 and has all the original, the one owner, and it has. I'm sitting in a room with blue shed carpeting.
Yeah. Are you serious?
Yeah.
And
the entryway has black and gold flocked wallpaper.
Yeah.
I mean, because it's got pink bathrooms, but we are totally fine with it because we don't care. It's just us. But if we're ever going to turn this into a business home, we like to really, spruce it up to modern. And then if we ever decide to sell it, it'll be quite a big chunk of change profit. I don't really ever want to leave because I love it, but work in the kitchen or whatever. But yeah, there's always a project around here, so it doesn't surprise me that you see a lot of money going out of the house.
Yeah, I know. And it does look, well, it looks to be a little bit more uncomfortable for him than for you in terms of a lot of this stuff, even though both of you have a little bit of the uncertainty about it. But I feel like you just have a lot of luck, and I feel like if you're doing what you're meant to do, things just happen to work out.
It's true. That's true.
And I feel like it's one of those times. Yeah. Interesting. And that also is kind of interesting too, because it's the Pluto doesn't really get to your Saturn until about 2022 anyways. Let me go back into that, because that to me would kind of make sense in terms of the next, well, this year, I still think there's a lot more buying and selling that needs to happen. Next year, once most of the stuff has been bought and sold, then fixing it up and making it your own. And then in this time, Pluto conjunct Saturn 2022, the very beginning of it, then that to me looks more like the using the land for career purposes or for gathering people.
That'd be fine. In 2 years, that's perfect. We're still, he's younger than me, so we're still young enough.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll be in more of a financial position where we could step out of going out to bring money in, where we'll bring it, it'll come to us. And figure out a business plan, and especially with the way the world is now, nobody knows what it's going to look like at the end of all this.
I know. Yeah, I know.
But yeah, I'm excited. I'm hoping, that, like I said, we always do have enough money. I just want to have an abundance. I'm sick of having enough. I want to have more than enough.
Yeah. Yeah, when it comes to that, well, let's see with the finances, the Uranus. Because to me, I do feel like things are going to be a little up, like finances in and out, even though you're going to have enough money until 2022. And then what's going to be going on then? You've still got some good stuff with money. Jupiter, Pluto. I do. I think you're going to be fine. I think you're going to have just enough, or maybe even more than enough to fix up your place and do what needs to be done. Because I just see it. It's like just going to be there. It's just going to be there when you need it.
Awesome. That's what we like. That's what I like to hear.
Yeah. Even if it's this year, working it out so that next year you have it.
Which is true. This year is more of that's what we really haven't dove into doing any major projects here yet, because we don't want to open a wall up and find out there's something major. It's like, nope, we got to wait till we're ready.
Yes. Yeah. Because how old is that place?
It's built in '79. It's built very solid, but everything's original. There's, like I said, pink bathroom and a blue bathroom and blue shag carpeting, and the paint needs to be updated. The kitchen, we like to gut it, but it's a little, it's a good kitchen, but it's old. It's got dark cabinets and Formica counter, stuff like that. So
let's see. I was just going to look at your secondary progressions to see if anything came up there. The thing I like to look at the most in secondary progressions is the moon, because the moon moves the fastest out of everything in here. You're going to have your secondary progressed full moon in 2023. Actually might come a little bit before that, the end of 2022. Nope, January 2023, and that's in your 5th and the 11th house. So that is about like leading groups and working with large groups and putting something that you're passionate out to the public in a larger way. So I still do feel like the land stuff, it's going to take until 2023 or till the 2022 into 2023 to figure out, to get the land, to rearrange it in the way that you like. And it's 2020, it's like more towards 2023 to me. 2022, 2023, that feels like the actual using of the land towards career group purposes, right, that you're going to be happier about, or will allow you to express yourself more freely.
Mm-hmm.
2023. Where's the moon? A lot of job stuff there. Right now, as we're speaking, the progressed moon is in your 9th house. So, and the 9th house is about making changes to do something new and different that's closer to your heart, that you like, having lots of conversations about that. So yeah, to me, still lots of changes before this vision that you see becomes more of a reality.
And the thing is, we're not even sure what it is. We just know that there's something bigger out there. Yeah. And trying to hone my skills into whatever that is. I don't know what that is, what that looks like, you know?
Yeah, I think you're right. It is interesting though, because he has the South Node in the 10th house, right? So that might indicate that the two of you are meant to do very opposite things on whatever it is that you decide. Maybe you're more of the, like the public facing persona that works with the people. And because his North Node is in Taurus, he might be more of the private persona that manages everything behind the scenes to keep it running, and that fixes everything up. And maybe he does do more of the private stuff with the cooking, or, you know, making everything look nice.
It's true. Yeah, that's totally how it is now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I'm like, I wouldn't expect him to do the same kind of thing that you do. No. Even if he can, you know, jive with it. With the Jupiter and Leo in the 7th. Yeah.
I would think his Jupiter in my 7th would bring me luck, wouldn't it?
Yeah. I think it would. And it's in his 7th too. So I'd bring both of you good luck when it comes to relationships and working with people.
And working together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Definitely. And with the Leo influence, working together on a passion project or a hobby or something you both really like as well. And this could also too, because to me, Leo is like a sign of like leadership. I don't know if I would quite see him, don't want to say like leading a group. It could make him good at like inspiring people, but I don't know if I'd really see him like, you know, doing the deep group work that you're good at, even if he can, you know, like show up.
He'll be driving the boat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
We take our tours on Lake Ouachita. He'll be the driver of the boat.
Yeah. Cool. And he's got the Mercury in Sagittarius. Yeah, all this. Yeah, I was like, he could have some good things. I mean, he could also, and like, you know, do some group work as well, but I feel like he wouldn't go as deep as you can at really working with people one-on-one. And yeah, interesting. Cool. Is there anything else that you're curious about?
Nothing. I'm trying to think what else. You know, obviously just our health. If there's, everything looks good that way. And
oh yeah, let's see, the health. Venus retrograde is going to miss, because I think you said you were worried the most about his, but let's see, Venus retrograde is going to miss his 6th this year, so that's a very good thing. Mercury retrograde is going to be in it, though. Let me see what aspects that's going to make. There's going to be a lunar eclipse on his. Yeah, the health stuff. Because this Mercury retrograde is going to oppose his Venus, and that could bring it could bring conversations about his health. No, that looks a little bit more relationship related. This still looks like job stuff to me and not health stuff. So I feel like this year is fine for health. I suppose maybe I'll check his progressions, because the only thing that makes me just a little bit worried about health is Neptune going to oppose his Pluto and Uranus, because they're in Virgo, and Virgo is health related. Let me check his progressions to see. Secondary progressions. He doesn't have anything in the 6th house. Where's Mercury? And Mercury's in a fairly good spot. I feel like he's going to be fine.
Good. Yeah, without my handyman around the house, this house wouldn't get anything done.
Yeah, I know. I think he's going to be fine. Let me look at this other thing. I think to me it's more job related than health stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's got a couple of irons in the fire right now, and
then we're going to have Mercury retrograde next year, I believe, also in Gemini. 2020, we're going to look. 2021. Okay, yeah, it's still going to be in his 5th. I think health is going to be fine.
Good.
And then yours. Going to be fairly similar, but let's see what aspects some of this stuff is going to make. Venus retrograde is going to miss your 6th, which is a good thing. I like the North Node in the 6th too. 14. Yeah, I don't feel like it's health related. To me, I think you're going to be fine too. It looks more job stuff. But I do feel like eclipse season is going to be pretty big for you both, especially this one in July. What is it, like July 5th or 6th? Just because it's going to be right on both of your ascendants, this lunar eclipse.
Uh-oh.
So to me, I do feel like it's a lot of contract negotiation that's coming for you through the 2nd half of this year.
Well, that's good. I mean, hopefully. Because, we are considering selling our other property, and we're wanting to buy that one. So that would be 2 separate dealings.
Yeah. Yeah. And then the lunar eclipse, that's going to happen. We've got one at 0 degrees Cancer. That's 6th house, which is like job stuff, job, and 21. One's going to happen here in your 11th. Okay. Yeah, I'm like, how do I feel about the other eclipses? I feel like, because there's one that's going to happen very soon on June 5th, and that one's going to be in, let's see, 20. I'm just going to move my chart to it. That's going to be 15 degrees Sagittarius. I suppose that one can be pretty big for you because it's going to square your Mercury. So that to me looks more like figuring out, getting some money in order, making decisions about money and finance. But I don't know, it's coming right in between. I think there's going to be a lot of money talk that goes on, that's going to linger, that's going to start around June. This could also be too about you making decisions about your talents too, like what skills and talents you want to use down the line also. Man, yeah, I'm thinking about the talents, because the gardening, yeah, interesting, looks more like your husband, the land, the food, the gardening, and you look more people oriented, your career.
Yeah, that's totally true.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's all I see. You're going to have to keep me updated on the Uranus opposite Neptune. I'm curious how that's going to play out.
When does that start? June, you said?
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's going to be, I'll get you the date one more time. July 5th. On the day of a lunar eclipse in Capricorn, a degree away from your ascendant. So I think that's going to be a pretty big time where a lot's going to go on. July 5th.
Hmm. Well, hopefully a positive good time. That's what we're looking for.
Yeah. One other thing I can look at before we go is your solar return chart, because your birthday was So let's look at that. Where were you on your birthday?
Hot Springs here in Hot Springs, Arkansas.
Hot Springs. Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And okay. All right, let's see what's going on this year. Well, you've got a Gemini rising this year, which to me brings lots of conversations until your next birthday. Going on, Mercury's natally in your 10th house, or in this chart in your 10th house. So this to me is lots of conversations about your career and about what's next in life. With the Mercury in Pisces, that could be a bit confusing or could have you doing a lot of soul searching to figure that out. But that's interesting that Mercury's not really making too many alignments. So what's happening here? Pluto, the South Node. This to me looks like, yeah, changes in the career to do something new and different. Still trying to work all that stuff out. Still trying to work out the new stuff that you're doing. Man, Mars conjunct Pluto, Saturn, lots of decisions about what that is.
Yeah. What is it? Tell me.
I know. I'm like, I wish I feel like this is still the major theme of this year that's going to be with you. But I am encouraged by this moon Venus in Taurus, which is very positive. Both of these planets love to be here. So I still feel like it's going to be good for you to make money. I still like it for you. And to do more of what you feel is important to you, even if, right, it takes the time to do that. The moon Venus. The sun. Okay, Neptune, Mercury. Yeah, I feel like it's going to be all this year, working out the career, the selling of stuff, the land. It's going to work in your favor and you're going to come up with something good. Just might not happen until the beginning of next year, into your next birthday.
Right.
North Node. Okay. Maybe I'll look at, well, oh, your husband's birthday. That's right. We're right during the middle of his.
Yeah.
So we could take a look at his solar return as well.
Yeah.
Was he also in Hot Springs?
Yep. Christmas, yeah.
And let's see, he's a Scorpio rising this year, and that's going to bring definitely big change. Where's the ruler of that? Pluto. This is financial stuff for him. Changes with finances, reworking some of that stuff. Man, both of you are going to have so many things on the South Node in these charts. And his was around a solar eclipse, his last birthday. Where's the moon? And this is lots of conversations about the job and what's going on the day-to-day. He's got Neptune as well and Chiron, man, in the 4th. So there's something about this rest of this year that for him looks to be a little bit frustrating about home and selling home and money when it comes to that. And lots of changes there. And some confusion around that. But I'm telling you, by the end of it, with the North Node and Cancer, I feel like, and when's his birthday? This is December. Maybe I'll pick up the next one too. What do you think that you're both going to be in Hot Springs on Christmas this year?
Probably, yeah.
Okay, let's see.
Does it change that much when you switch it?
Yeah, it will change a good bit. Just because it depends where all the planets are like on that day, and yeah, things are going to be very different, I think. Let's see. Let's do the next one.
As far as location, like if you were Chicago instead of Arkansas, it's still Central Time.
Yeah, it depends how far away. I don't know how far away that is. If it's within like an hour or 2 hours, then it should be pretty similar. But if you're going to be in like a totally different part of the country, like 8 hours away, then it can change things a good bit.
Okay.
Starting on his next birthday, December 2020, he's going to be in Aquarius rising.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, and he's going to have Uranus in his third. So this is going to be lots of conversations about the future, his financial future, using his talents in the future, kind of overcoming the past to use different talents or talk about what he's good at in different ways. He's got Mars here now in Aries in the second. That's very, very good for finances. Even if they're still making some adjustments. So to me, next year is more, like this year for him is a lot about change and money, which could be a little bit heavy and scary. And next year for him is not so much about the changing things, losing, worried about losing money. To me, next year is more conversations about the future and how can we be more solid in the future, and how can I use more of my talents in the future to share other things with the world that I feel I'm gifted at, that are going to come there. I suppose there could still be some worries about money, but I feel like he's feeling better, like he's doing what needs to be done to bring everything together in more positive ways. That's going to happen.
So somebody could consult a astrologer and say, well, I can be here or here. Where's a better place to be? And it will shift the dynamics of the year.
The planets are all going to be in the same place, so it won't shift that, but it will shift the rising sign. And it's better to have, some planets in some houses than others.
Right.
Maybe he doesn't want to have Chiron in his second house. So he could say, where can I get Chiron in my third? Or something like that. Or where can I get Chiron in my ninth? And then we could talk about that, which would be a lot perhaps easier, if he didn't want to deal with the financial stuff.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because the only two other places we might go is either Chicago or Vermont. So it's just funny. I didn't realize it would change it that much, but that's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, we can look at that. Like if you were to be in Chicago for a minute. What is that, Illinois?
Yeah.
Nope, he's still going to have that Aquarius. So Chicago, that must not be too far, is it? I don't know.
It's the same. It's still Central Time. It's 11 hours north, though.
Oh, it is 11 hours north. Maybe it's on the same longitude because nothing really changes. Let me try Vermont.
Yeah, Burlington. Yeah.
I was like, the only thing that changes in this chart is that it puts Uranus in his second instead of Uranus in the third.
Which wouldn't be good, I wouldn't think.
Yeah, I'm like, I would prefer it in the third. So,
yeah, that sounds. So we'll avoid Chicago in Christmas time next year.
Yes, I was about to say, because this doesn't bring quite as many great thoughts about the future. This brings more worries about finances. So.
Now we have that.
Yeah.
Mark, we're not going to Chicago for Christmas.
And then Vermont.
Burlington.
And Burlington. Okay, let's see. And December. And this makes him a Pisces. Pisces rising in a solar return for this year. And how do I feel about that?
But it's got Uranus in the second again.
Yeah, he's got, man. And the Neptune, and he's got the ruler of this chart, Neptune, square the node. So this is like big choices about home and confuse. I don't know. I still like
Hot Springs.
I like hot springs.
People are coming here. That's it. Either that or we're going to go to, another country and sit on an island somewhere. And then I'll call you. I'll let you know.
Yeah. Do you think we're going to be able to travel by Christmas, or what do you think that's going to be like? I don't know.
I think you do whatever you want.
Yeah. Yeah.
People are traveling anyway. It's just a matter of whether the borders are going to close, and that's where you might some states that are like, oh, you can't come here. Like I know some states, if you're coming in from another state, they make you quarantine for 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So it really is independent of the, where you want to go. If you're going to drive, you want to find out the cities you're going through. But if you're going to fly, go somewhere that doesn't have a lockdown, like Arkansas.
Yeah.
Come anytime you want.
Yeah. And have everyone come to you.
Yes, it's perfect.
Yeah.
So that's his. What would mine be then? I'm curious. Did we look at mine? I don't think we did.
We did look at yours for this past year, but we can look at it for next year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it sounds like we're on the right path as far as what this house is. I do believe it is a business for us. It's just figuring out what and how and when.
Yeah.
I like the fact that it says you don't have to do anything this year because we didn't plan to. It's just like none of it all needs to be done today. Let's just take baby steps, chip it off a little at a time.
I agree. And I still believe that really until October of this year, we're still dealing with old stuff and clearing the past out to make way for the new stuff to be born. Even though we're in the new chapter, if you've been watching my videos, I still feel like with the eclipse happening in Cancer and Capricorn, we still have some old cycles that still need to be wrapped up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now your chart. So we looked at this past year where you actually were. Do you want to look at this next year? And in what place do you want to use?
Same place, Hot Springs. If Mark's going to be here, I'll be here. I can't make. Yeah. Like I said, if we go anywhere, it'll probably be on an island somewhere or a cruise. And then we'll call you. Hey, what would happen if we go to Italy?
Yeah, that would be cool. Okay, and 2021, right? Yep, that's next year. Hot Springs. You've got a Leo rising. And that's interesting. Did we say that he had an Aquarius rising?
Yeah.
So that would make the opposite rising sign.
I see that, yeah.
And the sun, which rules this chart, would be in the 8th house in Aries. Well, so the Leo rising, right, would be about pursuing things that make you happy and passion projects and things like that, which may require with the sun in the 8th some more readjustments of some sort. This is still financial. So we might want to look at other places for you with this stuff in the 8th.
Yeah.
Mercury conjunct. Yeah. Mercury.
Well, see, I can go anywhere for my birthday. So yeah, that's my 60th birthday. I will probably be traveling for my 60th birthday.
Okay.
So you are correct. I won't be here. I'll be somewhere else.
Well, let's try somewhere else and see if we get a better result, because I'm not going to lie, I'm not a big fan of this stuff.
Well, that's a good plan. It probably won't be Chicago either. It'll probably be on a cruise or something, or a island somewhere. Caribbean, maybe somewhere in the Caribbean. Pick.
Well, that's is there a place?
We actually talked about going to Peru. Put Peru in there. Let's see what Peru does. We're thinking about going to Machu Picchu because I was told by a friend that they're thinking about closing it down.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, to the public because whatever reason, probably too many tourists.
Yeah.
But it's a healing area, and I've always wanted to go there. Mark's always wanted to go there. So maybe we'll just make an effort. That's no better. Look at it. It's all there still.
I know. Damn. Man. And now you're the Virgo rising. I think I like the Leo rising better. Yeah, because
I'm going to play around with that because that gives me time to plan my 60th birthday party.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, and you can pick a good place.
That's what I'm saying. If I want to set the tone for the next year, I want it to be a good one.
Yeah. Man, I know this is interesting because you're going to have this Mercury-Neptune conjunction in your chart no matter what. I might want to put that in like the 9th house or the 5th house. Yeah. I might want that somewhere else.
All right.
And then you've got the Sun Chiron too, which is a hard thing. I might also want that in the 9th. Personally, I like the 9th house. So
yeah.
I might want to put some of this stuff somewhere in the 9th somewhere or the 5th.
So I just need to figure out where I want to be and plan my trip around. Hawaii, maybe. That sounds like a good plan.
Yeah.
Who doesn't love Hawaii?
Yeah, no, I agree. I think Hawaii is absolutely beautiful.
We've been wanting to go to Maui. We have a friend that has a place there. She's like, oh, you can come stay anytime. So why not go veg out on a beach in a condo in Maui or Kauai, or go to Costa Rica or something? But Costa Rica probably isn't much different. I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, let's see. Oh, I guess I could just pick a place. I don't know. Yeah, they're all probably going to be close enough.
Right.
In Hawaii. So let's see, 2021. I think this is somewhere near Honolulu. This is going to make you a Gemini rising. And then, but you've still got the Mercury. Man, now you've got all this stuff in the 10th. But I still think I like this better than, Saturn's in the 8th. I'm like, I still think I like this better than the 8th, though, because this can definitely bring a healing career. This can actually bring, and that's your intention, can bring a lot of support to have some kind of spiritual, creative, healing career there. The Venus.
Getting closer then.
Yeah, I think I do like this a bit better. Still Saturn in the 8th, so still stuff with money and big changes going on in your future and in what's next. And financially, but I don't know. I think it's up to you, but I think I like this a bit better.
Yeah, well, I'll work on that and then play around with some other countries. I've got the solar Astro Gold program. Is that what you're using?
Yep, yeah, that's what I use.
So do you? Because I have the regular version. I didn't know you could get Are you on a Mac or a Windows? I'm
on Mac. If I were on Windows, I would probably get Solar Fire.
So I'm on Mac too, and I didn't know. Mine doesn't look like that. You must have a paid version then.
Yeah, I do have a paid version, but I've updated it, and they have quite a few updates. I don't know how frequently you update yours.
Well, auto updates, but I bought the program with like $40 as an app, and then I don't think I ever went beyond that, but I guess I do charts with it all the time.
Oh wait, which one is that?
So Astro Gold.
Oh, this is Astro Gold. Well, I can change the colors on mine, and I can change the way the chart looks. This is just the design I like. So I don't know if that's the difference.
Maybe, but I don't have all those things at the top like you do.
Like all this stuff?
Yeah, so I'm wondering, because I only paid for the downloadable app. I don't know if there's a higher version that I didn't get,
Yeah, I don't know. I can look what kind.
Because mine looks like that, but I don't. But of course, I'm on my phone. Are you on your computer or I don't? Or iPad?
I'm on my computer, but I have it on my phone, and it looks similar. I can show you on my phone.
But I don't have any of the things at the top that you have.
Yeah, interesting.
That is interesting. That's weird.
Yeah, it says I have version 4.0.2. I don't know if that makes a difference.
I have version 7.0.2.
What? So your version, how does that work? How does yours? Because I updated mine. Yeah.
Mine's auto updated through the system, but I might have a different program. I mean, I might have
yeah, maybe they run by different versions on the iPad and on the mobile devices.
But I've used it on my iPad, and it doesn't look like that. So I'm wondering if...
I know this can be expensive. I also really like Ephemeris. That's another app I like a lot as well, which they have a mobile app for, which is cheaper.
Yeah. Well, see, it has Astro Gold, and it shows that I have it.
Yeah.
So I think there's only one version.
Yeah.
That's interesting. That yours is different.
Yeah, and I just checked if mine was up to date, and it said it was the most current one they have available. So
mine too, though, because it says when I go to the App Store in Apple, go to your store at Apple and look at version history. And then 2 months ago, they updated it to the 7.0.
Oh, interesting. I have 4 on my laptop, and I just checked on this, and I have 7.
Yeah.
Can you see? Can you see at the top?
I see that same one I've got. So,
So it must be different. They must have a different version for your laptop than they do on your mobile device.
Well, I don't even have it on my laptop, I don't think.
Oh, okay. But that's weird. You should have. Wait, what does it look like then? You don't have this at the top?
No, it looks like that. It does look like that. But on your computer, you had all those different icons at the top. That's not on my phone.
Oh, okay. I do know I had to make two separate purchases. So I don't know. I think Astro Gold for my phone might have been like $50, and then Astro Gold for my laptop was like 100 to 200 or something.
Yeah, see, I haven't gotten the one for laptop yet.
Yeah.
I have a Mac, but it's the one I bought it's a 12. I got it from a friend, and it needs Connie's daughter, actually. It needs some it's not working to 100% capacity. Some point I'll buy a new one, but I'm not doing it until I get the funds going.
Yes, I know what you mean. I mean, I'm on my laptop literally all day, 24/7. So I'm like terrified for the day that it breaks down.
Cancel that. Careful what you put in the universe.
Yeah, you're right. I know, right? It's gonna be great. My computer's strong. It's gonna last.
It's a Mac. I have an 09 Mac that still works fine.
Yeah, you're right.
It's just slow, and you can't update it with the new versions, because if you update it, it'll crash it.
Yeah.
Like the older Macs, you can't update the newest software, but the 2012 I have is a MacBook Pro, and I have Mojave on it, but I think I have to put it back to whatever it came with, because Mojave slows it down.
Yeah.
Anyway, the Mac people will help you. Ever you have a problem, they'll give you support on your Mac forever. I mean, this 09 and 2012, I could still call them. They'll help me.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway. So did Connie convince you to come visit while she's here?
She did bring it up. And I do want to get out there. It seems absolutely beautiful.
Right.
I just got to figure out now the traveling with the virus, and then I have my own dog. You know, he's still young, so I got to figure out. I got to find.
What a cute dog.
Mm-hmm.
Schnauzer, right?
Yeah, a miniature Schnauzer. So I love him. He's a good one. I think we kind of have a complementary personality. And he's about 10 months, so he's still young.
And he's not going to get big, so you can take him with you anywhere you go.
I know. So that's to be honest with you, that's my real dream, is like, I want to be able to travel, like for work, for astrology, to like meet people and host events and teach. And I really want to be able to bring him with me so that he can like hang out with people at the events. But I just don't know what it's like to travel with an animal. Do you know, are they okay with that?
Well, with a small dog like that, you can totally carry it on. You just have to pay for it. Mark's mother travels with her dog, and you know what? Register him as an emotional support dog.
Oh, okay. How do I do that? Do I need to meet with a doctor?
No, I think it's just something you apply for online. It's like Mark's. It costs like $100 to register the dog, and then they can't deny you boarding the dog. But since it's little, you can put it in a carry-on underneath you. You can bring it on the plane with you. I would never check a dog underneath. That's just horrible. But people do it. But yeah, you could easily travel with that dog. But Atlanta's not that far. You can just drive.
Yeah.
It's an easy
flight. California or something, but you're right. How far away is Arkansas?
I think you're on like 10 hours, maybe tops, maybe 8, because I was going to go to Chantlanta last year, and I was I think talking to you about it.
You were talking to me about that. I remember.
Yeah, we didn't go because Krishna Das was playing, and we never went. But it was around the same time frame, I think. But they canceled everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, you could come here. I could easily get a workshop going for you here.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like you've got some great land.
Yeah.
You're going to have to teach me how to plant something.
Maybe that'll be part of our classes here. Mark can teach people how to garden.
Yeah. I really want to learn, but I'm scared. I don't know where to start.
You know Juice Plus? Have you ever heard of Juice Plus? It's an herbal remedy type of thing. There's a lady in Chicago that's a member. Her name is Nancy Grasser. Anyway, they sell a growing thing that's a tower. It's called the tower, and you put it in your living room. It's really small. Yeah. And it has little pockets, and you can feed your whole self with this tower.
Cool. I'm gonna have to look that up.
If you ever decide to buy it, let me know. I'll give you her name, and she could sell it to you.
Yeah.
It's one of those companies.
Oh yeah.
But she's been doing it for years and loves it. And I use doTERRA and Purium, natural remedy stuff that I use. But yeah, I guess I have to figure out what healing modalities I'm going to train myself in, so that when we open our healing retreat, because the basement apartment, Mark gutted it and it needs complete renovation. But I just turn that into a spa. We could put a massage table down there, a infrared sauna.
Yeah.
And that would be when we have the retreats here, somebody can be working down there and doing healing work.
Yeah.
And they can stay in the yurts in the woods, and then they're not on our property. Perfect.
Yeah.
In 2 years.
I know. I'm like, I wish I could give you more advice on which one, but the Scorpio midheaven with the Virgo stuff that you have, the North Node and Virgo, like, could work with the body and work with the physical health. But Virgo, also being a Mercury ruled sign, could also work with the spiritual and the mindset as well. So I think you could do either. It's just figuring out which one you like the most.
Probably the mental, I don't, maybe yoga or I don't know. I don't know. I'm just I release it to the universe. I know there's something bigger. I just want everything, the guidance to come through. Working with the angels. But yeah, you can always take a road trip. If you ever get bored, just say, hey, you have room in the inn? And you can come.
Yeah. Cool. I don't think I've ever really been to Arkansas either, or driven through it.
I don't know I don't think we're Facebook friends, but I just posted some pictures from yesterday. I went to an area called Mount Nebo. It's supposed to have like a portal area, but the lady, she does sound healing, and but it's gorgeous there.
Yeah.
Mark, did you call Eddie? He just called me. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Anyway, but let me see. I'll show you quickly.
Yeah.
But it's a beautiful state. You'd be shocked at how gorgeous it is here.
Yeah.
Like, this is just one of the pictures. You can't really see it, but where's the camera?
Oh yeah, there it is. Oh wow.
That's an overlook of like 1,000. You're like 1,000 miles up, or not miles, but one of the campsites. It's a state park, so you can rent a cabin, and that would be you.
Wow, that's amazing.
It is amazing, and I mean that's an hour and a half from here.
I know.
So I mean, it's called the natural state for a reason.
I know that's one thing about Georgia, is that there's it's like they've got some mountains in Georgia, but they're more like rolling hills. So they're not it's majestic.
It's so beautiful. I bet the hiking's gorgeous there too.
Yeah, it's very green and there's lots of trees, so that's nice. And plants, but it just doesn't have the great views like the mountain offers, and that crisp air. There's like the heat is a lot.
Oh yeah. Go into the Carolinas and go up into the Rocky Mountains or something. Yeah. Yeah, we don't have those kinds of mountains here, but
yeah.
I don't know, but we love it, and it's fresh air. We try to get out in nature because that's what you got to heal yourself with nature.
Yeah,
I think.
I agree. I think so too. There's nothing like it.
So that's why I think a part of me is I have to learn more about the resources here that are for healing, like the hiking trails and the lakes and digging for crystals. I mean, you can go digging for crystals just a half hour from here.
Yeah, that's awesome. I know there are a lot of things that you can do with crystals.
But yeah, bring your little dog along, and
yeah, I would love that.
Yeah.
And now, Hot Springs, Arkansas, are there actual hot springs there, or is that just? Okay.
Yeah, there's bathhouses you can go to that are original. Some of them are 100 years ago.
Yeah.
When El Capone used to come here. But there's there's a horse races. So there's two different sides to this state. There's the natural, the hiking, the biking, and the lakes, and then there's the downtown, the bathhouses, and the casinos.
Yeah.
But it's this area is so inexpensive. It's ridiculous. Yeah. But it's changing because more and more people are getting away from the bigger cities and trying to find more in nature.
Yeah.
So we're starting to migrate here, which is why being in real estate's a good time right now, because it is a good time.
Yeah, I agree. Well, especially with like the North Node in Cancer, even though it's about to leave. And who knows? I really do sometimes worry about the what's going to go on with the food and the environment with Uranus now in Taurus. So I'm like, I think the next few years are a really good time to own land and to cultivate your own land and to live off of that instead of having to rely on all these other things.
That's why we're doing. Yeah, and everybody should do that, really, because that's the way we survived when we were growing up. I mean, our parents had land, but. That's what we're doing. Mark's going to get that gardening. He loves gardening, and he's got a green thumb. He's just, an earthy guy with all the three earth signs, right? Yeah. Double Capricorn, Taurus.
Yeah. So, super cool. I know one thing they're starting to do in some of the cities that I've lived in is have like because I live mostly in cities, not in the rural areas, and they've recently started doing like community garden space.
Oh, yeah.
I need to find a place around here that does it. You can rent out some land for, pay a monthly fee and then grow whatever you want in it.
You know what? That's a good idea. And maybe we could offer that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that's true. It's, it's a way to get the community together, but
yeah.
Well, I know there's some cities that are actually planting fruit trees in town.
Yeah.
Instead of just a regular tree, they're putting a fruit tree so that you can get an apple to eat while you're walking.
I know. That's such a good idea.
I know. Well, that's what this is all about. It's the great shift into the, I think it's positive.
I think so too. I'm excited about it. I know a lot of people, and especially on the news, they make it sound so scary.
Quit watching the news.
I know. It
really is not true. It isn't.
Yeah.
You can't believe anything you hear on the news. If you hear it on the news, it's probably the opposite.
Yeah.
Because this is suspicious. It's too suspicious. Mm-hmm. Why would just New York City get so hammered and Chicago not?
Yeah.
Or Atlanta or LA?
Yeah.
Why did New York get hit like that? Everybody's like, oh my God, look at New York. Well, it's because they turned their 5G on.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot to that. But they keep hiding that evidence. So.
Yeah.
I don't know. We need our internet, but.
Yes. Yeah, I'm just hoping that stays going during all of this.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
Like if the internet were to something were to happen, then I wouldn't know what I would do. But for now.
Well, I think they talked about a 3 days of darkness, but I don't know if that's true.
Well, I heard about that too, but I heard that was supposed to happen the beginning of April, and we're now past that.
Yeah, who knows? Mm-hmm. Just gotta stay positive and don't buy into the fear, because if you're in fear, your vibration's low.
Yeah, I think you're right.
You got frequency up there, big time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Good deal.
Cool.
Well, Brittany, it's been great talking to you. Let us know anytime you want to come. I mean it. You're welcome anytime, and I'll get you hooked up with some readers or people in-person meetings or whatever, or a little class or something.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Yeah. Cool. Well, I will keep you updated.
Okay, thank you. Well, good talking to you, and I'll see you soon, hopefully.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Here with the land. I'm excited for you.
I'll take a picture of it and send you the picture of the food.
Yeah, please do. That would be awesome.
Yeah, awesome.
Cool.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you later.
Okay, thanks.
Bye.